everyone, it's Annette. Welcome back to Let's Make a Card. Today I'm going to show you how to make this Easter card using various inks and kitchen plastic wrap. So let's get started. Okay, the products I'm going to be using are all actually from GKD Designs. I'm going to be using 7 inks, and we're going to be using her Master Layouts 4 die cut. I'm going to be using the scalloped edge die cut for the panel layer, and then the stamping I'm going to use Early Spring. I want to do this floral and the Happy Easter greeting. So I first want to get started with the ink blending and the saran wrap. So I've already prepped my saran wrap. I want one for each ink, and I'll show you what I did, but essentially each ink is going to have a wad of saran wrap, and I'm just setting this off to the side. So all I do is I just take a piece, not very big, but like so, and you just want to crumble it up and then uncrumble it, and then I just try to kind of crumble it into a ball, but I want somewhat of a surface area that I can use as a stamp into the ink pad. So let's get this out of the way, and let me bring in my cardstock. This is just a 1/4 sheet of white cardstock, and I want to get a piece of construction paper, and let's just bring that in. And let me get my inks organized. Now I want to lay down the inks in rainbow order. So we've all learned in elementary school, Roy G. Biv. So I want my reds and orange and yellows first, and then the greens, blues, and purples. We'll set these over here. So we're going to start off with this first color, and I'm going to list all the colors, all the inks, and the other supplies in the description. So the first ink is called Sunkissed Coral, and all you want to do is take your piece of saran wrap, and I'm a little fussy with this because I don't want to cross-contaminate my saran wrap, so I'm going to really try to keep my inks in order and keep the saran wrap with the ink pad. So all you need to do is, I'm going to start in rainbow order in the corner, top left corner, and I'm going to work my way down. So all you do is tap the saran wrap into the ink and just tap it onto your cardstock. And you get this really cool, kind of like a speckle technique. And you can always go over it again, but I have 7 colors to lay down, so I just want to make sure I have some room. And the reason why you go in rainbow order is so the colors might, if they're still wet, they may blend together. And the rainbow order colors, in the rainbow order will blend beautifully. Now this color is Peach Bellini, and it's just a light peachy color. And I thought it would be kind of nice to throw that in. And then we're going to go with Butterscotch. All right, so we will get another piece of saran wrap. I love this color. It just reminds me of those butterscotch hard candies, which are one of my favorites. All right, so there's the Roy part of the rainbow, and the G would be green, so we're going to add jelly bean green. This is a really fun technique. You might have to go in with the ink a few times, and that's all good. Just get the ink down. All right. You can always go back and add more. And then we'll do blue. I'm going to do the lightest blue first, and then we'll do the indigo or the dark blue, and then the violet. All right, so this blue is called Blue Sky. This is a fairly new ink pad, so I have a feeling it's going to be pretty saturated. And that it is, but it looks really good. And don't be afraid to overlap the colors. Like I said, they all work well together. Nature intended, right? And then we'll do the blue denim, is this next color. You can really see that darkening up. And then the last color will be Wild Lilac. All right, Wild Lilac. This is kind of all bunched up. I just want to open it and then just kind of roll it over on itself so I have a little poof. A little crumpled saran poof. And I want to bring this purple up a little bit into the blue. All right, and that is pretty much all you need to do for the ink blending. All right, so that looks good. Sometimes when I've done this technique, I'll go back, excuse me, I'll go back in, but I don't think I need to do that this time. So we are done with all of the colors. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up this workstation, and then I'm gonna bring in the Mini Misty because we're going to do some stamping next. All right, I've put my panel into my Mini Misty, and this card is going to be landscape oriented. So it's actually gonna be on the card like this versus this. So I want to set my panel into the Misty that way. And then we're going to use this early spring stamp set. I want to pull off the, looks like they might be daffodils. And I'm just going to kind of focus on the corner here because I am going to stamp this Happy Easter in this area. And I guess we could just pull that out now and put that on. So let's go ahead and stamp the panel because we're going to crop this with the die cut from Master Layouts 4. So we're going to crop this and cut it out so we can go ahead and stamp everything right now. And I think I like that. That looks good. And just always make sure you reposition your cardstock into the corner because, you just saw when you pick up the stamp, it can lift the paper up, and you just want to make sure it's always repositioned. All right, so I'm just going to pull in some Gina K Black Onyx ink, and we're going to stamp or ink up the stamps. Okay. And drop it down. I'll probably have to stamp this more than once. All right, let's give this some good coverage here with the ink pad. And you can see we're getting there. I'm going to do it one more time, and I think that will really seal the deal here. Okay, let's give it a good press. Let that ink transfer. And there you go. That looks really, really good. So I'm just going to take my tidy towel and clean up the stamps, and I'm going to go ahead and put those away, and then we'll move on to the die cutting. Okay, I've pulled out the die from the Master Layouts 4, and here it is. This is the steel die with the scalloped edge, and I just want to go ahead and see where I want it on the panel. And it's okay, for me, it's okay if this edge, falls right onto the stamped image, because it will still be part of the card, and it'll look really nice. You'll see. So I think that's where I'm going to crop it, and I'm going to tape this down so it doesn't move. I'm just using some mint tape. And then I will run it through my Big Shot. So let's go ahead and do that. this out of the way. It just cuts, these master layouts just cut so beautifully. You could actually save this piece. It would make a nice border on another card, so I might save that for another day. But here is our panel. All right. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now all that's left to do is to put this card together. And I've already pre-cut my card base and a card mat. So we're going to mat that together. And I do need to trim my card base because they never seem to be even when I fold them over. After I score them, I always have this little tiny bit of an edge. So the easiest thing for me to do is just run my scissors along the bottom and just give it a little haircut. It's just a little piece that comes off. So pretty easy to do. And then I gotta find my glue. Here we go. And then this card just comes together so fast. So we're just gonna glue some liquid glue down onto the back of the panel and glue that onto the matte layer. And I don't know what colors these are. These are just cardstock that I had in my stash. And normally I do a black matte layer and white card base, but I thought today I'm going to change it up a little bit. I kind of like those colors, nice Easter colors. And then we will go ahead and put this onto the card base. All right, just drop that down. Just making sure there's even margins, at least to my eye, all the way around. All right. Okay, and there you have it, my finished card project for today. All right, I want to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, I hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can join me every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Let's Make a Card. Okay, and you can find another link to a video at the end of this video that I think you might enjoy. Until we meet again, have a great week.